Are you Timothy Jacob Ariano?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Ariano, I'm going to call your case for pretrial purposes. And so I do in fact call cause number 10,425 for the case style, the state of Texas versus Timothy Jacob Ariano. This is a pretrial hearing on Mr. Ariano's on the motion to proceed with adjudication of guilt charge or filings against Mr. Ariano. This hearing is being conducted by remote video teleconferencing technology using the Zoom protocol. It is, hold on a second. Put him in the library if you would. It is also being live streamed on the court's YouTube channel. Those presentations or these presentations are being made in this fashion in order to comply with the orders of the Texas Supreme Court and rules and directives from the Office of Court Administration. As a result, no one except the court reporter may make any recording of this proceeding using any method, electronic or otherwise whatsoever. For purposes of pretrial and Mr. Ariano's, oh, phooey, there it is. Thank you. Your laptop was frozen for just a moment, Mr. Ariano. Now that you've warmed up again, we'll proceed. This is this pretrial hearing is to consider the state's motion to proceed with adjudication of guilt at the pretrial stage. What says the state?
State's ready, Your Honor.
And Mr. Keith, you represent Mr. Ariano. Is the defense ready to proceed?
Ready, Your Honor.
Do we have any pretrial matters to take up in Mr. Ariano's case at this time?
Judge, the state would request a setting.
Judge, Mr. Smith has conveyed an offer to me. As I mentioned earlier off the record, I don't recall if I've talked with Timothy or not. We may have visited on the phone, but in any case, now that I know where Mr. Ariano is, I'll get his phone number, and he and I'll discuss what Mr. Smith had conveyed to me.
Would it be of any benefit to you, Mr. Keith, if Mr. Ariano were to be directed to come to the courthouse as soon as this hearing is over?
Judge, I've got strange circumstances that require me to go to Colorado City as soon as I possibly can.
Okay.
But it would suffice if I can get Mr. Ariano's cell number, and I will call him as soon as the hearing's over.
Will it assist you if he gives that to you right now while we're in this hearing, or how else will he give it to you?
That is what I propose, if he doesn't mind.
I can get Connie Webb to send it to you if it's not too much trouble, because I can barely hear you. I can hear everyone else fine though.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'll try to speak more loudly.
Well, I think it's the room you're in. It's like an echo. So like I can hear Ben and Ernie just fine, or the judge. Sorry, sir.
Oh, hey, don't ever refer to them by their first names, please.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not trying to get on to you, but I'm just saying, can't do that. That's one of the rules.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Can you tell me what your cell number is?
It's 325-575-1568.
Okay. Here in 10 or 15 minutes, I'll call you if that's okay with you.
Yeah, you may want me like 20 or 25 because I'm still in the jail.
Are you in custody?
No, but I'm inside a jail, and you can't have the phone on you until I leave the office, the perimeter. So
Okay, I'm with you. I will get in touch with you today for sure. Good enough?
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to set this for a hearing the week of March 15. You tell me what's best for you, Mr. Keith.
I'm looking at my calendar right now.
And Judge, I can tell you, as for me, Monday and Tuesday are unavailable.
All right. I have another thought.
Yes, sir.
What about extending that to the first week in April? And what I'm thinking of is that the restrictions on in-person hearings may be lifted by that time.
Is the 9th? That's a Friday. Is that okay? April 9th?
That's after our next pretrial.
Okay. Let me back up. In the afternoon of the 1st, that Thursday, or anytime that Friday?
That Friday is Good Friday and the courthouse is closed.
Okay.
But I have other things set on Friday, I'm sorry, on Thursday, the 1st, but
Well, Judge, for what it's worth, I don't think we'd need much time. My strong suspicion, although I need to confer, obviously, with Mr. Ariano, my strong suspicion is this would result in a administrative. Well, it's not administrative when there's an adjudication. Okay, never mind. We need a hearing, Judge. We'll need a hearing. But it still wouldn't require much time.
what about Friday, March 26th? And forget my idea about after the 1st.
Yes, sir.
Fine with me.
That suits me. Morning's my preference, Judge. Do you
Me too.
have anything in the morning?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's 9 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Works for me.
All right. Mr. Ariano, we are resetting your case for a hearing, not resetting. We are setting your case for a hearing on Friday, March 26th at 9 a.m. You will be in contact with your attorney, your bondsman, and are you still reporting to your probation officers?
No, sir.
If you don't report to your probation officer, that by itself can be a violation of your probation. You are still on probation until we have a hearing in your case, which means you must comply with all the rules, which means you must report.
Yes, sir.
If you do not report, that by itself could be a basis for your probation to be adjudicated. That's, generally speaking, that's not a good thing.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Anything else in Mr. Ariano's case this afternoon?
No, sir.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ariano. You may be excused.
May I be excused, Judge?
You may. Thank you.
Thank you. See you, Ben.
See you later, Chris.
Take care, Chris.
Okay, bring Miss Mayfield in.
Sir.
guy was doing.
Miss Bernal never showed up.
Did she show up at all?
She has not shown up at all. She has not shown up yet.
Okay.
All right, I call cause number 10,859 for the case styled the state of Texas versus Monica Lynn Mayfield. Let me state on the record that this hearing is being presented by remote video teleconferencing technology, and it is being live streamed on the court's YouTube channel. The technology we're using is the Zoom protocol. Those presentations, or the hearing is being presented in those manners in order to comply with the Texas Supreme Court orders and the rules and directives of the Office of Court Administration. For purposes of this pretrial, what says the state?
Ready, Your Honor?
Are you Monica Lynn Mayfield?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Mayfield, at your arraignment last month, you told me you were going to employ an attorney. Where is your attorney?
Yes, sir. I just came to ask you if I could have one more month to get Kenny retained. Last April, I got a DWI in Midland, and I've already started. Well, I was blacked out, and I also got into it with a peace officer. So I got assault on a peace officer. I've already been to court and everything on the assault on a peace officer in Midland, and I got 5 years of felony probation. But one of my other one of the other requests from the court was that I do the outpatient at Springboard because my blood alcohol level was extremely high. And so they requested that I do Springboard in Midland, the outpatient treatment. And so I have to pay $5,600 out of pocket to enroll in Springboard. And I am starting it Monday. And so I've just kind of I was placed on probation in Midland in December, but they didn't get me in the system until February. And so I was already almost 3 months behind once I went to meet with probation. And so I had 2 months, and then I went ahead and paid the next month. I paid March I had to pay my probation fee, and then I also had to pay I paid for community service because their system, they were just behind getting people into the system. And so I had to pay my probation up, and then I had to pay Springboard. But I was just going to ask you if I could have one more month so that I can retain Kenny. I've just had to spend a lot of money since I saw you last time.
How are you going to be able to get Mr. Maxwell retained with you having to spend all of these times plus being enrolled in the program you described?
Springboard, I will go Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The outpatient program is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday evening from 6 to 9 p.m. I didn't qualify for the inpatient because it had been too long since I had drank, and so I didn't qualify for the inpatient program. And they were okay with me doing outpatient. But I bake cakes. I bake cakes from home, and I do anywhere from, like this weekend, I have a wedding, and 5 birthday cakes. My birthday cakes cost $125. So Kenny has always been my lawyer and my husband's lawyer. And so I mean, my husband will help me also pay for him also, so.
All right,
I
so
mean,
you're,
I will have the money. I have a job. I don't have a job where like I go to a physical job somewhere, but I work out of the home and I do anywhere from 4 to 8. Last weekend I had 8 cakes. But I will be able to, I'm able to pay my probation fees and pay my fines in Midland, and then I will be able to retain Kenny.
all right. State, you got any input?
No, Your Honor, I don't have a problem with her having a little more time to get an attorney hired.
All right. All right, Ms. Mayfield, I'm going to grant your request for 1 more month.
Thank you, sir.
Your case will be called again and you will be required to appear again in April, early April. Quite probably that will be April 8, but you and your bondsman, and if you have already retained Mr. Maxwell will receive notice of that hearing. It's possible at that time that the hearing will be in person instead of by Zoom. I hope so too. You will just have to be in contact with your bondsman and your attorney to find out specific details about that. And if it's in person, I don't know if it will be in the courtroom at the courthouse or in the alternate courtroom we have been using, which is at the Armory. So you'll just have to remain in touch with
I will
your,
stay in touch with Connie.
yes, ma'am, and your attorney. All right, anything else that we should take up while Ms. Mayfield is here? Mr. Smith?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Mayfield?
No, sir, I really appreciate it. I promise I'm staying on top of things, and I'm trying to get things taken care of. I had 2 big mishaps, and I promise I'm trying to take care of them.
Okay. All right, then I will see you at the next hearing. You may be excused.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Mr. McAden, do you have Ashton Hand there?
Let me check out one, sir.
I'm thinking of going ahead and calling the cough case.
All right.
We do have Ashton Hand here, sir.
Tell her I'll be with her shortly. I'm going to do another case first. You want to go see if you can? Yeah. Okay. Then we're going to take a short recess. I'm going to go ahead and get the attorney in the Zoom hearing. Have y'all talked?
Yeah, just by email, Judge. We have.
Will it benefit you to talk? I'm bringing him in right now.
Probably so.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. We have been running a tiny bit late. And so we are about to take a short recess. That means my court reporter. I'm going to place myself on mute and allow y'all to visit, or I can put you in a breakout room to allow you to visit, if that would be of any benefit for a few minutes before we get back in and actually call your client's case.
That would be great, Judge.
All right, let me put y'all in a breakout room. That way you can talk without anybody else hearing what you're saying.
I appreciate that, Judge. Thank you.
And you should be able to bring yourselves out of that room on your own.
I'm learning as I go, Your Honor.
So aren't we all? Hopefully we can stop learning soon. Okay, why isn't that going? All right, there you go.
What case is that involving, Judge?
Billy Koff,
Okay,
Billy Ray Koff.
thank you.
All right, I'm going to go do that break myself,
Okay,
and I'll be right back. And Terry is, I think Terry is also talking to Mr. Beard about his request for a court-appointed attorney.
okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. I don't have the jury room.
You don't see him?
I think there's another button that needs to be clicked. Huh. Oh.
She had a car accident. And I think she's just learning.
Mr. Smith, I'm going to complete that arraignment with Mr. Beard that we started this morning. I've got him in front of us on screen, and I've got his affidavit of indigence and request for appointment of attorney. Let's go ahead and let's put this on the record. All right, we're back on the record in cause number 10,870 for the case style, the state of Texas versus James D'Anthony Beard. And the record will reflect the state's counsel is present and Mr. Beard is present. Mr. Beard, I have examined your affidavit of indigence and request for appointment of attorney. By the way, Mr. Beard, we are conducting this hearing by remote video teleconferencing technology. In other words, you're not in the courtroom. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but you can see and hear me and the district attorney. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. I have examined your affidavit of indigence and request for appointment of attorney. I find you are entitled to have an attorney appointed to represent you. The next attorney on the rotation list of attorneys handling these type cases in our court is an attorney by the name of Sam Darnall. He offices primarily in Abilene, and I see that that is your primary home as well. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
If you will go by my coordinator's office, she will give you contact information for Mr. Darnall. Or I think he pronounces it, I know he does, he pronounces it Darnell, but it's spelled Darnall. And then we will notify Mr. Darnell that he has been appointed to represent you. He will be contacting you usually by mail within the next short period of time, day or two. He will do it within a day after getting the notice. I don't know how long it will take before the mail gets delivered to you. If you want to go ahead and start getting representation and seeing about that, you might try to contact his office even before you get his notice. Now then, one other thing. A condition of your bond requires you to report for bond supervision. You will go to the adult probation office here in Snyder. Do you know where that's located?
No, sir.
It's on the west side of the square, directly across the street from the courthouse. It is in the middle of the block. And you will ask for Shelley Duggan, and she will sign you up for the bond supervision program. She will tell you that you are to report for bond supervision between the 15th and 20th days of each month. You are to pay a bond supervision fee of $50 per month, as well as a $50 fee, which will be applied towards reimbursement of the county for fees that they might expend in your behalf to pay the attorney. Today, you will not be asked to pay anything. You will just be signing up for the program, getting the rules, and getting a date for you to report.
All right.
All right. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, sir. Then you may be excused. Thank you. And if you want to go by my coordinator's office, do you know where her office is?
No, sir.
There's a deputy who is out in the hallway. He will give you directions where just say, where's the coordinator's office?
All right.
All right. You may be excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, which attorney was appointed?
Sam Darnell.
Okay.
Darnall. I still say Darnall.
I have a hard time with that too.
All right. Okay. Mr. Rodriguez, can you tell us where your client is?
He's in jail, Your Honor.
Yeah, he should be in custody, Your Honor.
Didn't look far enough.
Ben and I have spoken, Judge, and we're gonna, I guess, past this setting, we're gonna allow the probation to go visit him. Is that correct, Ben?
Yes, or that would be my request, Judge, that we not set it at this time. I think we're probably going to resolve this by an amendment to send Mr. Kolf to long-term treatment. But the probation officer needs to go do an evaluation of him before we know that that's going to be the way we resolve this.
All right. So are y'all good with us not even calling the case this afternoon?
I'm good with it, Judge.
That suits me.
Ben, are y'all speaking of a safety evaluation?
Right.
Okay. I'll let Shelley know.
Yeah, thanks. Shelley and I have sort of talked about this, but it's been close to a month ago, probably.
Okay.
But if you wouldn't mind letting her know, I appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. We will not worry about calling your case or your client's case.
Thanks, Judge.
It will be back on our docket a month from now, unless it's already been resolved before that time.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Ben.
All right, we'll see you.
There you go. But he caught him sending the lady blue shirt.
Uh-huh.
Go back. Kayla's either.
Well, that's up to them. I was just trying to help them. I guess I can quit doing that, worrying about that.
Listen to.
Oh, there.
Did you tell him this hand?
I'm ready for Miss Hand now. Ms. Hand, you may remove the face covering. All right. Ms. Phipps, are you able to communicate with the waiting room?
Yes, sir. I think that's Mr. Darnell.
Oh, okay. Okay. I call cause number 10,697, the case style, the state of Texas versus Ashton Marie Hand. This is a pretrial hearing on the state's motion to proceed with adjudication of guilt. This hearing is being conducted by remote video teleconferencing technology using the Zoom protocol. It is also being live streamed on the court's YouTube channel. To comply, both of which are to comply with orders of the Texas Supreme Court and rules and directives of the Office of Court Administration. As such, prohibit any and all persons from recording any portion of this proceeding by any method whatsoever, except for the official court reporter, who is indeed making a recording of this proceeding, just like he would do if we were in person in an in-person hearing. That said, I call the case and ask for the state's announcement on the pretrial in this motion to proceed with adjudication of guilt hearing. What says the state?
State's ready, Your Honor.
And you are Ashton Marie Hand, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Hand, is there a box of Kleenex someplace near? Remove your gum and put it in the tissue.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
All right.
Sure, man.
Now then, this is a pretrial hearing in your case. Last month, you told me you were going to employ an attorney to represent you. Where is your attorney?
Yes, sir. I'm going back to school and I'm waiting on that grant money to come in. I had already did all the paperwork and I could get one of two of them, but I'm still waiting on that money to come in, and it shouldn't be much longer because it's already been a month. I don't know, it should already be here, but I haven't received it yet. And then also the stimulus may or may not be, come in time to help me with the services, but I do have money coming in to employ a lawyer.
Are you reporting to your probation officer?
I haven't spoken with her in a week. I need to contact her.
That wasn't exactly my question. Have you been reporting to your probation
No,
officer?
sir. It has been almost over a month since I've been in for a report, but I left a voicemail last week. I need to contact her. So,
Yes, ma'am,
no.
you do. You are still on probation, and your failure to report to your probation officer as directed by your probation papers by itself is a basis for your probation to be revoked.
Yes, sir. I've just been I don't have a cell phone right now. I have a computer on a cell phone. It's just hard right now. I'm also trying to move and everything happened at once to make it a short answer. But yes, sir.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Ms. Duggan reports the last time she saw Ms. Hand was in January.
All right.
Over a month.
Where do you live?
I'm just staying with friends right now.
I didn't ask who are you living
I
with.
don't have a stable place to stay.
Say that again.
I don't have a stable place to stay. I don't have a place to stay right now.
Where were you last night?
I stayed at a friend's house.
What's the
Cellar.
address?
I'm not sure what the address is, but it's a county road past the new stripe or the new stripes. Like that road. And then it's off to the left on a dirt road. I'm not sure the address, sir.
And who is the friend?
Kelly Sellers. Kelly Sellers.
Do it again.
Kelly Sellers.
Kelly Sellers?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to order you to appear again. I'm going to grant you some additional time. I'm going to get your money to hire your attorney.
Yes, sir.
But I'm also going to require you to go to the probation office this afternoon. As soon as you leave the law enforcement center, you will go to the probation office and wait there to speak to a probation officer, Ms. Duggan, if she is available. She is there now. So as soon as you get out of the law enforcement center, you go there.
Yes,
Then
sir.
you will appear on Thursday, March 18 at 11:30 a.m. You will go to the law enforcement center just like you have done this afternoon, and I will visit with you by Zoom again to discuss the status of your employment of the attorney. And we're going to keep doing that until you get an attorney, or I'm satisfied that you're not going to. Then we'll do something else. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Yes, sir.
All right. State, do you have anything else?
No, Your Honor.
What was the time and the date again, please?
11:30 a.m.
Okay,
on March 18. That's 2 weeks from today.
March 18th. Yes, sir. Thank you.
And you are to be using that time to get your attorney hired. And if that hasn't been accomplished, you will show up at 11:30 a.m. on March 18 to discuss with me the status of your hiring an attorney.
Yes, sir.
And then today, immediately upon leaving the law enforcement center, you will go to the probation office and make contact, I mean actual contact with your probation officer.
Yes, sir.
All right. You have any questions?
No, sir.
Then you may be excused. I think we have Sam.
Third.
We do have Sam. We do have Mr. Darnell.
Here I am.
I've seen you in the waiting room, but I didn't know that was you.
Well, I was bearded and had hair the last time we talked, and I'm somewhat different now. More back to my old self.
I don't know how to take any of that. Lanny, we would like to have Omar Castaneda at this time.
Sorry, I could just tell her he's waiting for.
I appreciate it.
How you doing, sir?
You may be seated.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir. Let's jump into your case. I call cause number 10,106. The case is styled the State of Texas versus Omar Castaneda. This is a pretrial hearing on the state's motion to revoke probation previously granted in this case. This hearing is being conducted by remote video teleconferencing technology and is being live streamed on the court's YouTube channel, all of which is to comply with Supreme Court orders, Texas Supreme Court orders, and rules and directives from the Office of Court Administration. No one is permitted, or stated in a positive way, all persons are expressly prohibited from recording any portion of this proceeding by any means whatsoever, except for the official court reporter who is in fact making a record of this hearing, just like he would do if we were in an in-person hearing in the courtroom. Those pronouncements being made for purposes of pretrial, what says the state?
State's ready, Your Honor.
And Mr. Darnell, on behalf of the defense, what says defense?
Defense is ready, Your Honor.
Do we have any pretrial matters to take up in Mr. Castaneda's case at this time?
Judge, all I have is to ask for a setting.
All right.
We would join in doing that.
Is the anticipated hearing a contested hearing or a hearing upon agreed matters?
We would assume it would be an amicable hearing, Your Honor, on agreed matters.
Then let me try to maximize your appearances. Are you scheduled over here, Mr. Darnell, on any other matter in coming days?
I am not.
Okay.
I am free the latter part of next week. Hang on just a second. Edna, would you bring me the calendar? My lovely assistant will be joining me shortly with the calendar.
I use the same sort of intercom system that you use.
Yes. We refer to it as our intercom system. Sophisticated, but effective.
What about the 12th?
How about the 12th at 1:30?
What says the state?
Suits me, Judge.
Then that fits, I believe that suits the court's calendar as well. And so I will set this matter for, as we put it, an amicable hearing on Friday afternoon, February 12, at 1:30 p.m. Anything further that we need to take up regarding Mr. Castaneda at this time?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Castaneda. You may be
Thank you, sir.
excused.
Thank
Have a
you,
good
sir.
week.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
You may. Let me advise you. Thank you, Mr. Castaneda.
Thank you, sir.
We have appointed you to represent someone who was recently indicted just today. That person's name is Beard, B-E-I-R-D, B-E-A-I-R-D, something like that.
Okay.
And we have instructed him that he could get in touch with you, and we would give him your contact information. His name is James D'Anthony Beard, B-E-A-I-R-D. But even though I so advised him and told him to go by the coordinator's office to get your contact information, he left immediately without getting that information.
Judge, he's in my office right now.
Oh, okay.
If I can get Sam's information, I can hand it to him.
Get it from Kayla.
Okay.
and-
Kevin caught him and brought it back.
Oh, I'm wrong.
I got the information.
We've already given him that information. The bailiff was practicing his spring football drills, and I didn't see it, so I'm not sure it was a flying tackle or some other method of getting Mr. Beard's attention. He gave him your contact information, Sam, so that's already been accomplished.
Outstanding.
All right.
Look forward to it.
There is a possibility, so I'm told, that by next month, we might be permitted to do in-person hearings again. That's certainly not official, but I'm certainly hoping that it occurs.
I am excited about that as well, and look forward to seeing y'all in person again.
All right. Have a good week, a good month, and well, a good week. I'll see you next Friday, maybe by Zoom.
Sounds good. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
All right. See you, Ben. Kayla, everybody.
Good day.
Good day.
Okay.
Judge,
Yes.
our next one, is it at 4 o'clock?
Yes.
Do you want me to go ahead and help Ms. Bernal right now or come back into
Yes.
the courtroom?
Yes, do that. Go ahead, and I'll tell Jeannie I'll get her lined up.
Do you want
Go
to
ahead.
put us in a breakout room so we don't
Sure.
hear whatever you're talking about?
Sure. Let me do that. Terry's with her. Terry, I'm working on it.
Hold her, so you put your shoes on.
Okay, I have you and
Judge, I apologize. Here I am.
you don't have to apologize. For once, we are early.
It was actually, Mr. Keith actually showed up in my office here to handle a situation with an affidavit, and I was trying to help him.
Ah, now I know why he needed to get to Colorado City.
Yeah. Yes.
Jeannie, what is the status of your things today?
Judge, I set Mr. Reeves for plea tomorrow at 2:00, and he was halfway here, and so he turned around. He's going to come in person at 2:00 to do his plea tomorrow.
Okay.
Mr. Faruska, I don't know if is he present? Is he there?
Is he in jail?
No, sir.
All right. He hasn't shown up here, and I don't know if he's shown up at the law enforcement center. I'm my deputy at the law enforcement center. Oh, there he is. Lanny, is do you know if Mr. Faruska? Let's see, that's George Olivares Faruska or Jorge Olivares Faruska, but I think he goes by George.
I don't believe he's here, but I'll go check real quick.
Okay, thanks. Then Jeannie, what about Mr. Miller?
Mr. Miller's set to plea tomorrow at 2. Well, he was at 3, but I'm told him to be there at 2:00.
Okay.
He has already signed his papers. I believe that Ben may already have those.
Okay.
Someone has them because I sent them back.
Okay.
Hey, Jeannie, Jara's been gone for a couple of days and won't be here tomorrow either. Did you email them to her? Do you remember what you did with them? Because I don't.
Clarissa sent them back, I thought, to Jara.
That may be the deal.
Yeah, let me check the email real quick. I know Mr. Miller came in and signed them
Right.
and even got his, I thought he even got his thumbprint or whatever done.
Let me go check something real quick.
Let me double check right quick to make sure. Looks like. Well, yeah.
I bet that email came in, Jeannie, after Jara left. Would you mind telling her to email them to me? Can't hear you.
Sorry, we can resend them. No problem.
All right. Just send them to me.
Or it takes a while to get through all the doors. No, sir, he is not here.
Okay.
Judge, I was wanting to have a conversation with you and Mr. Smith about Mr. Faruska in private if possible, but I don't know how that could be accomplished.
I can get us in, I possibly can get us in a breakout room.
Jeannie, did you get plea papers on Reeves?
No.
Okay, well,
I do
we're
need.
shorthanded. As I say, Jerry usually takes care of that, but I'll make sure that happens today.
Earlier, I called John because I was going to try to plea him today, but it turns out we didn't have time for that. And John said that y'all have the papers.
Right. We just probably need to insert the appropriate date.
Yeah, tomorrow's date and then send those. Well, I'm going to come over there tomorrow, so you can just hold on to them and I'll pick them up.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Y'all gonna do your plea over here?
Yes, I'm going to come there in person.
And so you would, for instance, use the jury room?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
That's agreeable.
That's agreeable.